Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. 2023 was a great year for me and my portfolio, and in this video I am going to talk you through how I performed. But before I get into that, if you are one of the 8 billion people in this world who have not yet subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. It really helps out the channel and it would be nice to know I'm not the only person watching my own videos. So in 2023 I actually witnessed some pretty substantial growth. My portfolio finished up 12.4% up, which is highly in the green, more than I really anticipated. And it had a total value of $21,182 at the final day of 2023. Now, in a second, I will do an in depth review of my portfolio and show you all the ups and downs that have occurred within it, my biggest winners and my biggest losers. But on my channel, I tend to focus on the dividend income that I've been generating, and 2023 was a massive year for me because I actually generated $977.42 in dividends. So just off $1,000. Wish I had hit that. Didn't do it this year. Hopefully, we'll do it next year. But one of the things is that people always talk about is the dividend snowball. And if you look at this chart just here, you will see that in 2021, I only generated $125.78. In 2022, that grew substantially to $576.78. And now I'm just under 1,000, so it's nearly doubled again in 2023. And I've remained disciplined. I have a strategy to keep investing, and I'm really interested to see what it'll be in 2024 because I think it could be a case of generating about $1,500 in dividends, which is pretty substantial growth. And so, breaking down the monthly again, if we look at this chart here, we can see that I started with monthly dividends of about $62 in January, and I managed to build this up and make over $100 on two occasions, with the highest one coming in June. There's a bit of a drop off in November, so I sold out of some positions that just weren't really working for me, and as a result, my dividend income has dropped for November. However, in the latter part of the year, I have also started adding some new stocks, which I believe are going to increase that dividend income and get me substantially back up. So, had I have maintained my strategy, I probably would have exceeded $1,000 in 2023. But you can't just cling on to dividend income and sit on losses because there is no point in that. You're only filling the gap of poor performance. So I made the right decisions. It has slightly reduced my income, but I think this is going to grow better now with the decisions I've made in 2024. And so, if we come into my portfolio and take a look, we can see that the highest performing stock I have is JP Morgan, up 46.57% since I originally bought it. That would have been about 18 months ago, so that's very, very solid performance from JP Morgan. Kilroy Realty Corporation is also up over 40% at 41.96%, and this was something I only added to the portfolio of March of this year. ExxonMobil is up 30.66%, and then we have IBM at 23.92%, OneOak at 23.81%, Oracle Corporation at 20.36%, Apple 17.44% growth, Edison Consolidated 16.28%, Microsoft, probably the stock I'm most bullish on and wish I'd added more earlier, is up 12.93% since I've started adding to this portfolio, and I'm going to add heavily to my Microsoft stocks throughout the year. BlackRock is up 7.85%. It's had a rocky road since I bought it, but I really think it's another one that is lining up for a big 2024 with stuff like the Bitcoin ETF as well as financing most of the world. I think BlackRock's in a great position to actually grow. I think its previous historic share price high was over $1,000. I see no reason why I can't get back to that in 2024. AGNC is a new position I've bought, really high dividend paying stock which pays monthly, and it's up 7.42% since I started adding it about 3 months ago. Ares Capital Corporation is up 2.88%. I have bought some more of the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF just to ensure that my portfolio is some way connected to market returns to allow stability for more aggressive potential dividend shares and also more risky assets to allow myself to be balanced out. And then we come into some of the ones which are down currently. So Realty Income Corporation's been down, although its performance is actually recovering compared to what it has been doing previously. I think with REITs, they are directly linked to the rate that's been set by the Fed. It'll be interesting to see once this is reduced what we sort of think is going to happen with Realty. I think it's probably in a strong position still to continue growing. It's another position that I'm going to add to. I only have a small amount of them there, about 1.5 shares. The Schwab High Dividend US Equities ETF, SCHD, is also down slightly, but again recovering. Optimistic on this one growing again, and it'll be another ETF that I add to more this year. T Rowe Price is down about 6%. Altria Group down 7.52%. This is one of my highest paying dividend stocks, so not too annoyed about that Altria position. Then we have QYLD. QYLD's down 10.7% there. I still love QYLD. It has generated me so much income since I bought it. It's generated more income than it's lost for me. I use it to actually have additional cash each month so that I can buy into stronger financial positions. I think having cash flow, especially at the beginning, if I don't have a huge amount of money of my own to invest, just speeds up the process. So I probably will add further to my QYLD position throughout the years, but at the minute I'm going to leave it where it is. It makes up enough of a segment of my portfolio for now, and I'm going to invest more in other assets and then come back to it later. And finally, we have Gazprom, which is the worst stock I have bought. I originally bought this whenever it was looking like gas prices were rising really heavily in Europe. It was predicted it was going to be a cold winter. I thought this would be a great move. They seem to pay a solid dividend. And then Russia invaded Ukraine and it has been sanctioned, and I have not been able to touch it, not been able to sell it. I don't know what's going on with them dividends. The irony is I think Gazprom are actually financially doing very well. It seems like they're selling a lot to China, but this is not something I can capitalize on, and it is therefore the worst investment in my portfolio, down 95%. So it just shows you can make really silly mistakes by going out on a whim. There's a lot of factors that impact stock price, and turns out global sanctions are one of them. So yep, Gazprom would not be something I'd recommend buying. I don't even think you can now, but it has burnt me. Thankfully, I didn't put too much money in, but I remember at the time thinking I was going to add substantially to this position. But all in all, I'm fairly content with actually how the year is going. I see some really positive growth here. Some valuations that are up, but I don't think they're capped. I think the 2024 has the potential to add quite a substantial amount of value here, considering the rocky few years we've had. So I'm going to continue adding to these positions, and we'll keep you updated in the process. And so the strategy for 2024 is to look to continue growing the portfolio. 12.4% I was very happy with this year. I'm hoping to get similar, if not better, results in 2024. And my strategy this year is going to be investing heavily in stocks which I believe are high growth opportunities, especially with stocks around AI. Microsoft, for example, will be one of the stocks I add most heavily to the portfolio. I wish I had done more of that sooner. Adding a few ETFs for consistent growth to ensure that there's a diverse portfolio there. And then to allow these growth assets and the stability of the ETFs to allow me to pursue some highly aggressive dividend payers, which hopefully will generate a lot of cash that I can add again to the portfolio and grow quicker. And that's really the goals for 2024. If you like this video, like I say, feel free to subscribe. It really makes a difference. And for anyone who wants to see more of my portfolio or see my positions, feel free to follow me or copy on eToro. My username is CONeil2318. I'll leave a link in the description. And please leave a comment below if you want to see any of the stocks I hold in my portfolio with any analysis into how I think they're doing and performance. Thanks very much for watching, guys.